Hello, Lions faithful. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, your ultimate destination for all things Detroit football. I'm thrilled you're here because today we're diving into a rumor that could shake the NFC North to its core. Imagine adding not just another edge rusher but one of the league's most feared sack artists to our defensive arsenal. Could this be the splash move that finally sends shockwaves through the division? Stay tuned, because we're only scratching the surface of what might be the most talked-about trade this offseason. Just days ago, reports surfaced of a potential blockbuster trade between the Cincinnati Bengals and our very own Detroit Lions, centered on none other than All-Pro defensive end Trey Hendrickson. You heard that right. Hendrickson, who led the NFL with 17.5 sacks last season and earned first-team All-Pro honors in 2024, could be on his way to Ford Field. But here's the twist. The details are as tantalizing as they are murky, and Detroit's front office has yet to confirm a single word. So, what's on the table? Sources suggest the Lions would part with a 2026 second-round pick and two 2027 mid-round selections to pry Hendrickson loose from Cincinnati's grasp. That's a hefty haul, but consider the prize. A pass rush phenomenon who has recorded 4 Pro Bowl nods and amassed 77 career sacks in just 4 seasons. Could this be the missing piece to complement Aiden Hutchinson's burgeoning star power? Some insiders believe pairing these two disruptors could elevate Detroit's defensive front into historic territory, perhaps even league-leading status. But let's pump the brakes for a second and explore the what-ifs. Is it possible? The Lions are ready to double down on youth and explosive potential, even if it means squeezing the salary cap? After all, Hutchinson already commands a $30 million contract over 4 years, and Hendrickson is reportedly unhappy with his current $21 million deal in Cincinnati. Could Detroit really afford both All-Pros without hamstringing future moves? Fans are wondering if this could trigger a domino effect of roster restructures, from renegotiating veteran contracts to dipping into free agency with newfound flexibility. Let's rewind to why Hendrickson is seeking greener pastures. Despite breaking the Bengals' single-season sack record and ranking among the NFL's elite pass rushers, talks on a lucrative extension have reportedly stalled. He's frustrated, feeling overlooked while teammates like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins secured massive deals. Now, with permission to seek a trade, he's weighing options, and Detroit has emerged as a frontrunner, thanks to its draft capital and championship window. Could this restlessness translate into locker room tension? Or will a change of scenery unlock an even greater version of the player we all witnessed terrorize quarterbacks last season? Imagine the ripple effect. Opposing offenses already game plan. Around Hutchinson's speed and power, now factor in Hendrickson's hand-in-the-dirt explosiveness and bend-around-the-corner finesse. Detroit's defensive coordinator could deploy a relentless rotation that keeps offenses guessing snap after snap. Is it possible that this duo could lead the NFL in combined sacks, forced fumbles, and quarterback pressures? And what if Mitch Trubisky, reconverting to full-time starter, suddenly gets precious seconds back in the pocket because the pressure arrives so fast? Of course, any blockbuster comes with risk. Surrendering multiple picks could leave gaps elsewhere. Depth at cornerback, linebacker, or even offensive line. Some skeptics argue that Detroit's focus should be shoring up the trenches rather than doubling down on one unit. Yet, coaches and execs know that an elite pass rush can mask deficiencies elsewhere, forcing quick decisions or turnovers that shift momentum. Could this move be a calculated gamble? One that pays off in playoff wins and the elusive Lombardi Trophy. Only time will tell, but the mere prospect has fans buzzing. Meanwhile, reactions have flooded social media. From optimistic, "Imagine this duo," threads to cautionary tales of teams that mortgage their future for aging stars. A few rival beat writers have even suggested this trade could permanently alter Detroit's identity, cementing it as the NFL's toughest defense. Others wonder if Hendrickson's best days are behind him, citing possible regression after a career-high workload. Could we see a resurgence fueled by fresh motivation, or a slump amplified by new scheme demands and expectations? As we edge closer to the draft and free agency frenzy, one question looms larger than any other. Is Detroit prepared to bet on a future defined by relentless pressure and defensive dominance? Stay locked in as we continue to monitor every development. Insider tip and front office whisper. Because if this Hendrickson to Lions deal goes through, it could rewrite franchise history, and we'll be here to bring you every electrifying detail. But how do you feel about this potential blockbuster? Are you all in on paying high draft capital for a proven pass rush beast, or would you rather stockpile picks for long-term stability? I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you're as fired up about this potential blockbuster as I am, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you don't miss a single update on this story. Picking up where we left off, let's explore the real-world mechanics of making this deal happen. First off, Detroit's salary cap situation is tighter than a two-point conversion. They'll need to clear roughly $8 to $10 million to absorb Hendrickson's $21 million cap hit for 2025. Could they restructure Jared Goff's deal or pry loose some dead cap from aging veterans? Some insiders whisper that the front office is already in late-stage talks with players like Frank Ragnow and Taylor Decker about extensions, potentially freeing up room. Is it possible that those negotiations hit the mark just in time? If so, the Lions could seamlessly slot Hendrickson into the rotation without sacrificing depth. Next up, scheme fit. Detroit runs a hybrid 4-3 under 3-4 look that relies heavily on stunts, zone blitzes, and pre-snap motion to confuse offenses. Trey thrives as a hand-in-dirt defensive end, but he's also proven adept rushing off the edge in stand-up situations. Could defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn unlock a version of Hendrickson that hasn't been seen yet? Imagine him looping inside, on nickel downs or hurrying quarterbacks on 3rd and long, all while Hutchinson terrorizes the blind side. Some coaches believe this alignment could inflict 30% more quarterback hurries than Cincinnati's old scheme. But every rose has its thorn. Let's talk durability. Hendrickson has played in all 17 games each of the last 3 seasons, a testament to his conditioning. Still, history warns us that heavy snap loads can lead to late-season fades or injuries. Could Detroit's rotation plan mitigate that risk? Fans are buzzing about using rookies like Jack Campbell and mid-season free agent signings to spell Hendrickson, preserving his explosiveness for the playoffs. Some insiders believe that if the Lions manage snap counts smartly, they'll see better late-season performance than any defense in franchise history. Now, let's flip the coin. What about the draft capital we'd be giving up? Detroit's 2026 second-rounder is projected to be around pick 50, and those two 2027 mid-rounders could land in the top 100 as well. Could the Lions miss out on a blue-chip offensive tackle or a shutdown corner because they surrendered those picks? It's a real concern, but there's a counter-argument. Championships aren't won by rookies in year one. They're won by proven difference-makers. If Hendrickson gives Detroit just 5 extra wins over the next 2 seasons, the trade-off might feel negligible. Meanwhile, league-wide reactions are pouring in. In Cincinnati, fans are lamenting the loss of their sack king. In Detroit social media, threads are exploding with "Imagine 40 sacks from this duo" chatter. And over in rival front offices, personnel directors are recalculating their game plans. Do they now invest more heavily in quick-passing offenses to counteract Detroit's newfound pressure? Could this single move spark an NFC arms race that carries deep into free agency? The possibilities are endless. Let's also consider the human element. A fresh start can rejuvenate a player's career. Just look at what Barry Sanders did after joining Detroit in the late 80s. Could Hendrickson tap into that kind of hometown magic, linking his legacy to one of the league's most storied franchises? Or might the pressure of city expectations stifle him? Some teammates believe Trey's leadership qualities will resonate in the locker room, giving young defenders a living example of work ethic and professionalism. If that's true, its impact could echo far beyond the stat sheet. What's your take, Lions fans? Is this Hendrickson trade a no-brainer that vaults us into true contender status, or a high-stakes roll of the dice that risks our future depth? Drop your thoughts below. I'm dying to know. And remember, if you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join us next time on Lions News Fan Report for the latest scoop and fiery analysis. Until then, keep the faith, keep roaring, and stay ready for the next big Lions development.